It was June the 2nd, 2015, and this was the day two girls, one aged 17 and the other 19 at the time, lost their legs due to a serious crash of a roller coaster in Alton Towers. This roller coaster was called the Smiler. The Smiler first opened in 2013, and it was manufactured by a German company called Gerstlauer. Since the Smiler opened in 2013, there were a few minor incidences recorded, like it being closed for 5 days due to cracks developing in one of the ride supports, and in November 2013, 4 people suffered from minor injuries when they were struck by a guide wheel that detached from the chain guide. The first major incident happened on the 2nd of June 2015 at 1:51 p.m. On this day, the park was busier than normal for a Tuesday, and it was operating at 53% capacity, almost double the normal figures for a regular Tuesday. It was a windy day on the 2nd of June, with winds reaching around 46 miles per hour. The Smiler should not be operating if winds exceed 34 miles per hour, but on the day of the crash, it was still being allowed to run. At around 1 p.m, the Smiler was closed briefly due to some technical difficulties. The maintenance team went there to fix the problem, but the ride operations team used this downtime to add a 5th train onto the track with the aim to reduce queue times. An additional train would mean more people would be able to get on the ride quicker and would reduce the queue time. Remember, this was an abnormally busy day for a Tuesday at Alton Towers. The ride operations team didn't tell the maintenance team that they added a 5th train onto the track. At 1:40 p.m, the Smiler reopened as the maintenance team had managed to fix the fault. As the queue started building up for the people to ride the Smiler, the newly added 5th carriage completed a test run. So this is normally done when a new carriage is added onto the track to test it before passengers sit on it. A critical error was made here, whereby they forgot to fill this carriage with water dummies. Now, water dummies help to emulate real passengers in their seats, so the 5th new train went around for its test while being too light. That, combined with the high winds on the day, it failed to climb one of the vertical sections in the ride, and the carriage then remained in this area. The next carriage was then sent out with guests on it, while there was still the carriage that was stuck still out there. The carriage with the passengers on was correctly stopped by the safety block section. This is a safety mechanism in the moment where a roller coaster stops to allow time for other carriages to clear the way for them to proceed so they don't collide. When this safety block section happened, the maintenance staff checked the break room and saw there was only 3 carriages there. They didn't know that the ride support team had added an additional carriage, so they thought this block section was a mistake, and they overrided it. The train carrying the guests then proceeded and collided with the empty 5th carriage at around 20 miles per hour. 16 people in total were trapped and had to be rescued. 2 of the riders sitting in the front row required leg amputations. There were 4 serious injuries in total, and one of the victims almost died due to loss of blood. Merlin Attractions Operations Limited was prosecuted by the HSE at North Staffordshire Justice Centre on the 22nd of April 2016, in which the firm pleaded guilty. On the 27th of September 2016, after a 2-day hearing at Stafford Crown Court, Merlin Entertainments were fined £5 million. The value of the fine was reduced by 1/3 because of their guilty plea. Some of the legal battles are still ongoing, but it's been reported that victims who lost their legs were compensated around £2 million to help with lifelong medical expenses and financial security. The Smiler reopened 9 months after this horrific incident, and new security measures have been put in place to prevent this from happening again.